Let's start with a simple question. If you stopped working today, how many months could you survive before money becomes a problem? For many people, the answer is uncomfortable, not because they don't earn money, but because most of their income is already promised to someone else: the bank, credit card companies, loan providers. In today's world, debt has become so normal that many people don't even question it anymore. Buying a phone on EMI feels normal. Buying a car with a loan feels normal. Using credit cards for daily expenses feels normal. Even buying small things with buy now, pay later has become part of everyday life. But here is the hidden truth. Debt slowly steals your future income. Every loan you take is essentially a promise to give away part of your future earnings. And when those promises start piling up, something dangerous happens. You stop building wealth and start maintaining debt. Instead of your money working for you, you start working for your bills. The problem is not just the amount of debt. The real problem is that most people don't have a strategy to escape it. They just keep making minimum payments, hoping that one day things will improve. But hope is not a financial plan. In this video, we're going to talk about the most effective strategy to pay off debt in 2026. Not a motivational speech, not unrealistic advice like just earn more, a real system that thousands of people use to eliminate debt faster than they thought possible. By the end of this video, you will understand why most people stay stuck in debt for years, the two most famous debt payoff strategies, which one works best in real life, the hidden mistake people make while paying loans, and the exact method that accelerates debt freedom. Let's begin. At first glance, debt looks like a math problem. You owe money. You make payments. Eventually, it should disappear. But if it were that simple, millions of people wouldn't remain in debt for decades. The real reason people struggle to escape debt is not mathematics, it's psychology, human behavior. Imagine someone who has 5 different debts: a credit card balance, a personal loan, a car loan, a couple of EMI purchases, maybe even a buy now, pay later installment. Most people handle this situation by dividing their money equally. They pay the minimum required amount on each loan every month. This feels responsible. It feels disciplined. But financially, it is the slowest way to eliminate debt, because minimum payments are designed to keep you in the system longer. Banks make their profit from interest, and interest grows with time. So the longer you stay in debt, the more money you ultimately pay. Many people unknowingly spend years paying interest without significantly reducing the principal amount. And that is when frustration begins. You keep paying, month after month, but the total debt barely seems to move. This creates a dangerous emotional cycle. People lose motivation, they stop tracking their finances, and sometimes they even add new debt just to reduce pressure temporarily. But escaping debt requires a completely different mindset. Instead of spreading payments everywhere, you must focus your financial attack. One of the most famous strategies for paying off debt is called the debt snowball method. This strategy focuses on psychological motivation. Here's how it works. First, you list all your debts from smallest balance to largest balance, not by interest rate, not by loan type, only by the size of the remaining balance. Then you make minimum payments on all debts except the smallest one. The smallest debt becomes your main target. Every extra rupee you have goes toward eliminating that smallest debt as quickly as possible. Once it is completely paid off, something interesting happens. You suddenly have extra money every month, because the payment you used to make for that loan is now free. You take that amount and add it to the next smallest debt. This creates a powerful snowball effect. Each time a debt disappears, the payment power grows larger and momentum builds. The biggest advantage of this method is motivation. Small victories happen quickly, and each victory makes the next one easier. But this strategy also has a weakness. It doesn't always minimize interest costs, which brings us to the second strategy. The avalanche method focuses on pure mathematics. Instead of targeting the smallest debt, you target the debt with the highest interest rate first. This makes logical sense. A credit card charging 36% interest is much more expensive than a car loan charging 8%. So by eliminating the highest interest debt first, you reduce the total interest paid over time. In theory, this strategy saves more money, but something surprising happens in real life. Many people abandon the avalanche method halfway through. Why? Because the first target might be a very large debt. If it takes 2 years to eliminate the first loan, the person doesn't experience quick success. Motivation fades and the plan collapses. This is why the best strategy for most people is not choosing between the two methods. It's combining them. The smartest debt payoff strategy today combines psychology and mathematics. It works in 3 simple phases. Phase 1 begins with motivation. You eliminate one small debt quickly. This creates a psychological breakthrough. It proves that progress is possible. Once momentum begins, phase 2 starts. Now you shift focus toward high interest debts because those are the ones quietly draining your money. By attacking the most expensive debts early, you reduce long-term interest costs. Finally, phase 3 becomes acceleration. Each time a debt disappears, the money you used to pay toward it becomes extra power. You redirect that money toward the next debt. Over time, the payment snowball becomes enormous. A person who started by paying an extra 2,000 rupees per month might eventually be attacking their final loan with 20,000 rupees per month. That's when the timeline collapses. Loans disappear far faster than expected. There is one simple action that dramatically accelerates debt payoff: extra payments toward the principal. Most people only pay the minimum required amount each month, but minimum payments are calculated to keep the loan alive as long as possible. When you add even a small extra amount, something powerful happens. The principal balance begins shrinking faster, and when the principal shrinks, the interest calculation shrinks as well. This creates a compounding advantage. For example, if someone pays just 10 to 15% extra toward their loan every month, the payoff timeline can shrink dramatically. A 5-year loan might disappear in 3.5 years. A 10-year loan might disappear in 7. Not because the person suddenly became rich, but because they consistently applied extra pressure on the principal balance. Consistency matters more than size. Even small extra payments, when repeated every month, create huge long-term impact. Debt today doesn't always look like traditional loans. It often hides behind convenience. Buy now, pay later services, instant app-based credit, zero-interest installment plans. These offers are designed to make spending feel painless. Instead of paying the full price today, the cost is spread across small future payments. Individually, these payments seem harmless, but collectively, they create a financial trap. 5 small installments can easily become a significant monthly burden, which reduces your financial flexibility, which sometimes forces people to rely on credit cards, which creates more debt. Breaking this cycle requires discipline. When you are focused on paying off debt, the most important rule is simple: pause all new borrowing. No new loans, no new installment purchases. Every financial decision must support the same mission: debt elimination. Imagine a life where every paycheck belongs entirely to you. No loan payments, no credit card interest, no financial pressure hanging over your head. For many people, this feels like a distant dream, but in reality, becoming debt-free is not about luck. It's about strategy and consistency. Every payment you make is progress. Every loan you eliminate increases your financial freedom. And the moment the final debt disappears, your income finally starts building your future instead of paying for your past. In a world that constantly encourages borrowing, choosing to eliminate debt is a powerful financial decision because once debt disappears, something amazing happens. Money stops flowing away from you and starts working for you. And that is the moment when real wealth building finally begins.